am skeptical. He's confident. Wade from Wade's Eastside Gun Shop and my partner here, Andy DeVol, TRUEBLUE Lubricants, been a great vendor of ours at Wade's Gun Shop. We're doing some testing today. We wanna try some products and a new brand of ammo to us. And I just bought 100,000 rounds of this stuff. And before I start selling it to the public, I want to shoot it through a gun, see how it performs. Made by Scorpio out of Czech Republic, 55 grain. We're gonna run 500 rounds through my pretty basic old school AR that I've had for a very long time. Colt VTAC old school tubular rail, Magpul, old school aim point sight. Very, very simple rig. I love this rig. I can loan this out to anybody and they can go shoot bad guys over the weekend and bring it back to me. And I don't care if it gets blood on it or gets beat up or thrown in a ditch or whatever. It's no big deal. Also have a Surefire suppressor on it. And what I love about Surefire, durability. They're quiet enough. There's essentially no zero shift between on and off the gun. Less important with a dot-sighted AR, but there's other brands of cans that at 100 yards, the point of impact is going to shift down and left or right 4 to 6 inches, which is too much. So I love them for that. What I hate them for though is they have what they call a QD system. This is not QD, it's not quick detach. Once you shoot this 300-400 rounds, let the gun cool off, the suppressor is essentially welded to the muzzle device. And you know, in the military manual, they would recommend shooting them off, which I've done numerous occasions with success and less success. They always come off, sometimes they land in terrible spots, but it's not a great design. So what we have here is a new product from TRUEBLUE. They call it Suppressor Syrup. I call it all kinds of disgusting things, but what this product is designed to do is to keep that suppressor from locking on to the muzzle device.
So what Suppressor Syrup will do is, one, it eliminates carbon lock, and that's what we're testing today. And also for the interiors of suppressors, especially with pistol suppressors, they get the carbon buildup. So the intent of this is to keep the carbon from bonding to the surfaces, so it makes it easier to clean. It works on shotgun choke tube, modular suppressors. You have the very fine threads on some of them, especially with rifles. It has an avenue where the carbon can get into those areas. That's where the carbon lock comes in on those areas. Really, any place where carbon is an issue, this will eliminate that. We're finding that it handles the heat, and we're going to prove it today. We're going to show what this really does. There's nothing on the market like it, so we're really excited about the possibilities of this, having that experience and seeing what it does. We are getting some very positive feedback. Just check it out, TrueBlueGunLube.com. You can buy it at Wade's.
We sell a lot of TRUEBLUE. The guys in the shop love it. Most of my people use this on their own guns, especially the oil. Super popular, but we sell a lot of this stuff. People seem to love it. But again, this is a new product. I am skeptical. He's confident. Andy, you're confident, right?
I am confident.
He's very confident. The inside of that can is hotter than Satan's butthole. It's like 900 million degrees, surface of the sun hot. It's gonna burn up lube. It's gonna burn up polymer technology, super whizzy, whale sperm, whatever we make this stuff out of. I'm hoping it works. If this solves this issue, it's worth its weight in gold. And so what we're gonna do is we snotted this thing up. You can see it's wet there. We put some on the inside, and we're gonna shoot this thing. So we're gonna shoot 500 rounds today. We're gonna let it cool off. We'll attempt to pull the can off. We'll see what happens. All right, so we've got 17 mags loaded with 28 rounds, and I've got one with 24 rounds. That gives us 500 rounds. Boy, that is a gassy suppressor. We're shooting indoors, and it's really getting me now. That's not good. See, man, that's really slow. I can see that bolt closing slow. Double feed. All right, I'm gonna shoot the rest of this mag.
That really sucked. I forgot to put my ears on.
I saw you scrambling on. I was like, oh, that had to hurt. Jammed again. Fuck, I thought I was gonna make a whole mag. The bolt is staying really wet, which is nice. Mag wasn't latched. That wasn't the ammo. I didn't have it seated. That was seated for sure.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
How's it cycling without touching around? You know what I mean? The mag's full. And without you knowing it, I got like a $2 million life insurance policy on you. There we go. It's worse in here.
Yeah.
You can just see the cloud in here. I think the powder in this shit is nasty. Let's go back in the other room. All right, we're 300 rounds in. We got 7 mags to go, and that suppressor is hotter than the devil's ding dong right now. So just so you know, if you're shooting suppressors, in 1 mag, they're hot enough to really hurt you. After 10 mags, it'll take the skin right off of you. So be careful. We have no idea how well the suppressor syrup's working. We're gonna figure that out. The TRUEBLUE oil seems to be holding up really well. I over oil the bolts on my gun. I put a lot of oil on them. They seem to run wet better than dry, especially when they get dirty. The powder in this Scorpion ammo seems to be dirty. We can see a pretty good black cloud blasting out of the suppressor, which is interesting that the can doesn't catch a lot of that. And fired some PMC 223 and PMC X-Tac as kind of a quality control, and no black cloud coming out of the suppressor. We're also noticing with the Scorpio that there's a sound difference, and it seems like I'm guessing here, but it seems like we got some light load, or we don't have as much pressure in some of the loads. We have had quite a few malfunctions with it. This gun has, I won't say it's never malfunctioned, but it hasn't malfunctioned so that I've ever remembered it. Out of 300 rounds, we probably have 25 malfunctions, which is way too much. We've tried every combination of standard buffer, H buffer, and H2 buffer, and standard spring and heavy spring, and it doesn't seem to change really the way the rifle ejects, feels, or the reliability of it. It also seems more toxic. It definitely burned in my eyes, burned in my face. Harsher, burned in my nose, yeah, than either of the 2 PMC loads. It's noticeable. That was 28, no problem. And I'm gonna pass the rifle off. So did we have any malfunctions on the last mag, or did we run through those last 5 mags clean?
The last 5 or so.
Okay, so started out reliable, didn't have any malfunctions. 100 rounds or so we got into it, maybe 120. started to get some malfunctions. But the last 5-6 mags through it ran perfectly. We're definitely getting a lot of black cloud out of the front of the rifle. Against the white wall, we could really see it. It goes out about 8 or 10 feet. I don't know if I've ever seen that before, which leads me to believe we got dirty powder. And you know, the rifle's not especially dirty, but it's hot. And it'll be interesting to see how well the suppressor, this is a good test for that suppressor syrup. We also were suffering with powder. It was harsh. Definitely a lot different than the PMC powder. And we basically just started burning through mags and getting it done. The gun's really hot. Can't pick it up from here forward without a glove. We're gonna let it cool, give it the worst possible chance to lock on. All right, it's been about 3 or 4 days. I think we did the testing this ammo, which turned out to be crap. We shot about 500 rounds of Scorpio 223 through it. As the video showed, we had issues. Tried to make it work. We tried 3 different buffers, 3 different springs, didn't work. We used PMC 223 and PMC X-Tac as a control, and that worked with every buffer combination, including the setup I had in the gun to start. The PMC worked perfectly, the Scorpio less so. Very inconsistent, a lot of malfunctions, probably 10 or 15% of the rounds that we shot through this malfunctioned the gun. It also was blowing a black cloud out of the end of the barrel, and it was dirty. So the ammo failed, but it's also, I think, a really good test for the suppressor syrup. I'm 60-40, this is not gonna come off easily just because these surefire muzzle devices and attachment systems work so poorly when you use them a lot. Get them dirty and then let the can cool off. We'll give it a spin and push down the latch here. There's a little safety latch on here, and then run the lock back to the left. Well, that lock is jammed up there. It just snapped, so that's probably crud in there. Move to the left fairly easy. And let's see if it comes off. Holy bad word. That worked phenomenally easy. Super impressive. As you can tell with my review of the Scorpio ammo, if this did not work, I would let you know. And that is very, very impressive. And what's interesting is not a lot of carbon stuck to the muzzle device, and it's harder to see into the suppressor, but not a lot of carbon stuck inside the suppressor either. The suppressor syrup gets A+, because we, like I said, we had 500 rounds of Scorpio through there, very dirty, and then we had about 120 rounds of PMC 223 and X-Tac mix as a control, so 620 rounds. It's left for about 4 days after. Great result. The TRUEBLUE suppressor syrup, I would highly recommend that, and you should get a gallon with every surefire can that you buy just to make this work like it should work without suppressor syrup in it. So if you have a muzzle device system that you're having problems with can locking on, try the suppressor syrup. It's gonna work phenomenally well. So lots of stuff, you know, we're learning lots of stuff. It's fun to film. Appreciate you watching. Hopefully we'll get some feedback and get some likes. Get our YouTube channel popping. Comment, like, subscribe. Wade's Eastside Gun Shop, Wade's Bellevue Indoor Range, Bellevue, Washington. Come see us, come shoot here, buy stuff from us, and pick our brains, you know. So thank you.